see the future?
Okay. I am actually better at forecasting, predicting, talking about 30 years later than 3 years. So, in 30 years, before talking about 30 years, do you know, how many of you know the vocabulary called singularity? What the singularity means? Do you know? Please raise your hand if you know the meaning of singularity. Okay, good. 5% of them, 5% of you know about it. 95% of you don't know about it yet. But this is the world. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, everybody say, wow, singularity, this is the most important subject that we have to discuss about. Okay? So if I ask the same question 2 years ago, about 1% people raise hand. So after 2 years, it increased to the 5%. Maybe this is the audience, a little bit higher educated people than average. But anyway, the key is, this singularity is a meaning that computer intelligence surpass mankind intelligence. Okay? So what does it mean? The computer intelligence is binary system, 0 or 1, bunch of 0 or 1. Mankind brain is actually also a binary system, neuron, attached, disattached. So how many binary systems do you have in your head? Have you ever thought of it? Thought of that? We all have about 30 billion binary system in our head, in our brain. 30 billion neurons. Neurons attached, disattached. That's actually same functionality as computer chip. Computer chip has transistor. Transistor on and off. This is a binary system. So if you think of our brain as a simplified manner, it's a function of how many binary systems do you have in your head? 30 billion. Okay? So 20 years ago, I have estimated when does one chip computer, one chip microprocessor will have a binary system, transistor, number of transistors surpassing 30 billion. When does a chip surpass 30 billion? 20 years ago I estimated, and I said year 2018. 5 years ago I recalculated again, and again it was 2018. 2 years from now, one chip will have 30 billion transistors. So function-wise, our brain and one chip computer become almost equivalent. Okay? Almost equivalent. I don't care whether it was 5 years earlier or 5 years later, because the trend is the most important. 30 years from now, what happens? It's not 5x. It's going to be 1 million x.